better for you, Luther, when you came out?
We're live.
Yeah, it did.
Welcome, everybody. Come in. Facebook. Facebook. Periscope. Share, and the like. Let us know you out here. Come in, wherever you are. Y'all sharing our guest at Bishop Greg Davis.
Doing them now, sir.
Sharon,
we getting it in. We sharing.
Hello, everybody. This gonna be good tonight.
I think we got a good little topic on our hands.
Carlton Lynch, welcome to the room.
You know, it's always good. It's always gonna be good when we on there together.
See which Facebook page she's live from.
Watch parties. Gonna get started in a couple of minutes. Welcome on YouTube. Welcome on Periscope. He said.
She said.
No titles do we use tonight, so no disrespect to the evangelists and the mothers of the church.
Yeah.
We have Luther McKinstry. Single man, I think I can say.
I was just telling them.
Can we say that?
That's what I was telling them. I said, take that hat off so the ladies can see you, because you know what your little sister do. I always be trying to hook them up with somebody. They want to see all that white on that face. The women.
Single.
Oh!
Anisha Sharp, who's a relationship guru now. We did a show. If y'all haven't seen that, it was amazing. I was on her show. And so, yeah. And then, of course, my sister and co-host. I'm going to tell y'all, this show is growing. 2 weeks ago, we hit 4,500, almost 5,000. This past week, 2,500. And people are reposting flyers now, asking about the show. So we're here to stay. This is not a COVID show. This is a show that's going to be here because we had talked about going on the road. And one of my dreams is to have a syndicated radio show called When the Right One Comes, something like Michael Baisden. And of course, where I go, I take a little Georgia. Look at my shirt, y'all.
When the right one comes.
Shameless plug.
Hey, it's not a shameless plug. That's your plug. Ain't nothing shameless about it.
All right, who we got coming in here? Lola, read the names.
Well, what we have here on today, I see Chaplain Felicia Donald. I see Reverend Molly Neal. I see Mika. I see Tamir Rice or Richie, Tara Clay, Latrice Williams, Kiki Keys. Kiki is one of our regulars. Renita Smith. Let's see. Let me go back up to the top of the list. Carlton Lynch. Sherry 416-978-247. I'm being funny about that shit, but you had a lot of numbers behind your name. We got Alan. We got Deshaun. Text me that question, Sean. It's been a long day. It's been a good week, Sean. Text me that question. Mika Edwards, Tara Clay, Latrice, Kiki. All right, we got. I just want to, and I said it at the end of the show last week, but I say it constantly, and I really mean it from the pit of my soul. like Bishop just said, or like Greg just said, because he's not the bishop tonight. Like Greg just said, this is something that he and I talked about prior to all of this. We were going to be shooting pilots and sizzle reels for this. Then the pandemic came, and we just had to take a new approach to something that we were going to already do. So this just gave us an opportunity to kind of get some dry run and some practice at it. But I really appreciate everyone that takes the time to tune in on Saturdays, because there's so many things that you could be doing. You could be spending time with your family. Everybody has some type of live scenario situation going on Saturday nights. But when you make a conscious decision to say, hey, I'm going to tune in to He Said, She Said, we do not take that for granted. Time is something that you can never get back. So when you take time to give it to us, I just want you to know that we humbly appreciate it, because there could be so many things that you can choose to do, but you choose to spend your Saturday nights with us. And for that, I am eternally grateful. And when this is all over, I hope and pray that we get an opportunity to touch each and every person that has come on and share their evenings with us. And we begin, and we have the opportunity to actually share and touch you as well. You know, we like to have fun. We're going to continue to have fun. We're going to have a good time. This is a no judgment zone. We talk about love, life, and relationships. We talk about a lot of different things. Not only do we talk about these things, but we want to provide help to people as well. So some of the content that we'll give you will be funny. Sometimes we're going to be funny. Sometimes we're not going to be funny. If we ever offend, it's never our intention. And if we do that, we apologize now as we go forward.
Thank you, Carlton Lynch. Everybody, if you could let us know that you share this, please. If you could let us know that you share this. I see those of you on YouTube. Mika is a regular. Sonia. Thank all of y'all. Of course, Sean is our, what would he be considered?
Sean is our chief sidekick and chief adjutant.
Is he like Giro on what's the man name? The Late Show.
He's two things. He's our chief adjutant and chief agitator, because he agitates us as well as assists us. So he has a few different roles. We love Sean. That's our little brother. And so wherever we go, he's somewhere in the midst right there as well. So he know where all the bones and bodies are buried. So we have to keep him close. But Sean is our buddy and friend and little brother. But so he's our chief assistant, all of that. He's all of those things.
Okay.
Single.
What's the first question tonight?
The first question is, what advice would you give to your younger self with the knowledge?
That one? You said that?
Which one?
Go ahead. I thought we were going to start with the long distance thing, but go ahead. Go ahead with that.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. What advice would you give your younger self now that you have a little experience on your side, you have time on your side, you have wisdom on your side, and you have knowledge on your side? What advice would you give your younger self today?
Who's going first?
I'm going to go with ladies first.
Well,
Let's go with ladies first right quick. It looked like Anisha may be frozen. Oh,
Anisha, can you hear us?
Anisha.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm actually listening more clearly on here than I am here because it's a delay.
Okay.
But I heard the question.
Okay.
You want me to answer first?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So what advice do I give my younger self? Oh my God, that's kind of a really big question. I think one of the first things I would say is be patient with the process, of dating, of getting to know somebody. Those of you who know my story, I was married for 17 years. I got married extremely young. And you have a lot of voices, especially growing up in the church. You have a lot of voices and pressures and different things like that. And I think I would just tell myself to just relax, enjoy life, enjoy the experience. Don't be so anxious. What's for you is for you. And so you don't have to rush experiences, rush relationships, rush your status, and really just be comfortable with your inner knowing, like what you know for sure. And one thing I know, when I married my ex-husband, I knew I wasn't supposed to marry him. I knew that when I was, in my early 20s, I knew that, but yet the pressure and everything that I was feeling caused me to jump into that. So I would just tell my younger self, trust your inner voice, be patient, and take your time with your process.
Let me say, I think every relationship that I did serious, I rushed. I would tell my younger self, don't rush and think about what you need for this time. What I needed then is not what I need now, although everybody don't get a chance to do over because you want to stay there for life. Okay. Everybody don't get a chance to do over. But I would say to myself, don't, you rushed. And it's so funny we talk about this, Lola, because I did a post yesterday about this, and I was like, which one is wrong? The person that waits 3 or 4 years, like we've had some people on here say they haven't dated in 10 years. Is that person wrong? I'm hearing myself back. I don't know who it is, but I'm hearing myself back. I don't know if that's wrong for waiting 10 years, or then you got people, and we know somebody like this that jump from one relationship to another, like go for, like, don't take no time. And so I think I would tell my younger self, hold on, take your time, but don't hold on too long. I would say to myself, I would say to that younger self, make sure you have a balanced woman and not just for one thing. So I think those two things are, and then the last thing I would say to my younger self, don't just marry for be in love, be friends with that person. That's what I would say to my younger self.
Okay. Luther?
Well, what I'll end up doing, Greg and Lola and everybody, is I'll stop taking on charity cases. You know, and pay attention to the signs. I will pay more close attention to the signs. If it quack like a duck, it's a duck. I'm gonna pay attention to the signs. So I'm not gonna take on. I'll never forget the one time my daughter said to me, "said Dad, why you keep on taking on these shit?" Now, when I say charity case, I'm not talking about that they was in need and they wanted money. I'm talking about I'm trying to walk them through their hurt process and all the buffoonery that they've been through, and they taking me through right along with it, and I wasn't even at fault for it because I wasn't the one who did it to them. So I'll pay attention to the signs and don't take on no more charity cases. That's what the younger me will end up doing.
You think you took on a lot of charity cases?
Oh, listen, you already know it.
Not you, Mr. Kibo.
If anybody knows, y'all two on here knows.
What do you call? Can I ask him before you go, Lola? What do you call a charity case?
The ones who I feel like that I can be their healer. I can be the one to get them out of their little rut that they're in because of their hurt process that they was in before, and knowing they really need a couch and somebody talking through it instead of me trying to be their charity case. So that type of stuff like that I'm talking about.
Okay.
They always say that hindsight is 20/20, right? And we understand.
Here we go with the long stories.
Well, you know, that's what I bring to the table, a story.
You don't know, you getting old. You getting old. And you repeat your stories. Sean, help us out.
Hindsight is 20/20. What I would tell myself, at the corner that I turned right, I need to go left. In the direction when I went straight, I need to go right. I've made some interesting choices in life, and I wouldn't change any of my choices because I'm a summation. Who I am today is a summation of all of my life experiences. But like Anisha said, there's a timing process that I think people struggle with because we want things now. We look for instant gratification. So I would have to learn that in time, the peace that you're looking for will come. And patience is something that my dad said I never had. He always, baby girl, you need to be more patient. You need to be more patient. So developing a level of patience for the process, I think is going to be critical in my development. Taking things a little bit more seriously. I think I've missed, well, I didn't miss them. I've prolonged some opportunities that I could have possibly taken advantage of sooner in life because there could have been a lack of trust. So I think that I could have navigated life a little bit more cautiously to make some better decisions. I wouldn't change any of my decisions, but there are times that I went left when I should have went right. And there are times that I went right that I definitely should have went left. But the great thing about life is a journey. And on that journey, you're going to have a few stops. And so I'm on a course today where some of the things that I may have passed up before, I have an opportunity to drive past that stop again and, pick up gas from that particular gas station and fill me up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was quite vague on that, but I'm just saying be patient in my quest.
So any regrets?
No.
On nobody?
I don't have any regrets, and I say no because my perspective in life, even in bad situations, you have to find something positive in it. You have to find the good in it because there's always something that you can learn from a negative situation. And so for me, I take some of the things that I probably shouldn't have done. I take that and say, what did I learn from that to add value to who I am today? That's the only reason why I say I don't have any regrets, because I wouldn't be the woman that I am today had I had those.
Even that one that, yeah, okay, never mind.
Even that one, right?
Anisha, you have any regrets? She having a hard time.
She has about a 15-second delay because
if she's trying to listen on that other thing, it's not going. When you listen on the social media instead of listening to here, it's not going. It's going to be a delay. That's like TV. So you're going to have to bear with us to listen on here.
Okay, so
see?
Yeah. Do you want me to answer?
Yeah. We want you to take the headphones out too.
So here's the
we
thing.
want you to take the headphones
really
out.
Really cracky for me.
I know it, but here. You want to go on and come back in because this is not going to work because you're taking like. Can you hear us now?
Go out and come back, and we'll
come back in.
Yeah, we'll let Luther answer in your absence.
Luther, you got any regrets?
Yeah, I had one. I had one regret. I was young then. How I handled the situation. But I was trying to play hard. I allowed myself to get in the way.
How did that work out for you, playing hard, brother?
It didn't, because I lost her forever.
Now let me ask you this.
Y'all so stupid. That's that Teddy Riley. That's that Teddy Rona Wi-Fi.
Let me ask you this. And I always say persistence is the key in life. And although you may have lost out, or what you say is your forever, you don't think that you have the ability to get back what's yours, if it's yours.
I don't.
It's not meant to be.
I don't.
Okay, we'll leave that alone. Move on.
And this is one back, like when I was in my 20s.
I got you.
But I do have regret. And I've shared that with both of y'all. I have regret. I have big regret. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's why I asked, because I wanted to know, was that only y'all say no? I understand their lessons, but some lessons you don't have to go through if you just listen.
I think see, there's only one thing that I can look back at and say I could have done it differently. But if I did, and I'm talking about my divorce, because I publicly say that my ex-husband and I are great friends now. And I believe that we could have still been together had we stayed on our knees and sought God for the answer. But
See,
I don't regret that, because my life wouldn't be what it is today. Even though my marriage ended, I still walked away with a friend. So I'm appreciative of that.
But every situation ain't like that.
I know. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's why I'm saying I don't have a regret. I'm just saying I have like I could have.
Go ahead, Luther. Before I
see Miss Smith talking about no regrets, growth experiences. Yeah, everyone is an experience, and we wish we could have did it better. And then we had another chance again. We could have made it and fixed it and made it right, though, too, as well.
What's true, Sean? But let me say this: I'm with you, Lola. I don't know if you get to a certain point. How many experiences you want to put under your belt?
Right.
I mean, is it okay? Watch this. Watch this. I'm Bishop Eddie Long now. Watch this. You can call them experiences, but I call it cycles.
That's good. That's good.
Going to the same thing over and over and over. I still got that all on me from the other night, Anisha. You keep drawing from that same thing over and over again. You've already learned that. You want to keep learning from the same things, though? I'm not hitting you, Miss Smith, period. But I want to deal with that, because how many times do we keep going through those cycles?
And sometimes you end up
and then you wonder. And then you wonder, you looking at them 45 years old, 50 years old, be like, well, why ain't you with nobody? Why you ain't been with nobody in a long time? And they always get the same excuse. Oh, ain't no man no good. They ain't this, they ain't that. Did you check yourself?
It's dangerous. Like Luther, you said 45. It's dangerous to be this age that we're at right now and single. Now, here's the thing. If you're in your 40s and you're single and you've never been married, people will look at you like you're crazy.
Or say you're gay.
Yeah, or they say you gay. I get a pass because I get to say I've been married and divorced. Because as a woman, if you made it all the way to your mid-40s and nobody wanted to marry you, they looking at you like something wrong with you. Ain't nobody asked you to. Oh, you crazy. I've heard this several times. You done made it. You done lived all of this life. You look like you're attractive. You look like you clean yourself. You talk like you get your head right, but that's all representative. You're working, but ain't nobody. You couldn't keep nobody. Yeah, something wrong. And then I look at men.
Well, I found a high percentage that was kind of crazy, sis. I know
that's what I'm saying.
The little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay?
Yeah. When you've made it this far and you've never been married, you've never been engaged, no one has said that they want to spend the rest. You will get labeled, and they'll be like, you know what? Nah, bro. She crazy. She cute. She a 10 in the face, but she crazy. Betsy Bugs.
Anisha, what about regrets for you? She's
Are you asking me about the regrets question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of what y'all are saying, but it's still a little bit crackly. I'm picking up everything though. But in terms of regrets, I always tell people I don't have any regrets. One of the things I've always told myself is I would never regret loving. I think it's one of the most amazing gifts you can give a human being. So, whether it worked out, whether it didn't work out, like Lola, I just feel like it's all a part of our journey. It all leads us somewhere that we need to be. I think that life teaches us different lessons based on where we are. And so I believe in those seasons and those moments, that's where I was. Those were the lessons I needed to learn. And so I definitely appreciate the experience. I have no regrets, not with one single relationship I've ever been in. I have no regrets. All of
I'm the only one got regrets.
Value, that purpose. It showed me.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, you're the only one. Yes, you're the only one. Yes. And watch this. And you should.
Go ahead, Anisha.
Yeah, it just showed me really what to ask for. Like when you get a chance to be in different relationships, you get to see what you do like, what you don't like, what fits, what doesn't fit. And so I think it allows you to what?
It's her Wi-Fi. It's her Wi-Fi.
Is she related to Teddy Riley?
It's your Wi-Fi, Anisha. Because you moving slow. Go ahead.
How the old mothers used to say, "Bless her, Lord, bless her."
Are you on your computer or iPad?
She on her hotspot. Look like. We may have to reschedule her.
Okay. You say I should have a regret. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you said you have a regret, and I said, yeah, you should.
Do you agree with that, Luther?
I'm walking with you on your regret.
I have that regret.
And if me and Luther are on the same page, if I'm thinking what your regret is, I can understand why you have that regret, but I don't want you to beat yourself up about that.
So let me ask you this: if you had another chance, what would you do different?
Huh?
If you had another chance, would you really do something different? And now, plus what you said in your ways, with certain things will kind of bother you. Be like, you know what? Forget this. I ain't gonna even try no more. Because you know you are set in your ways.
He's very set in his ways, and he's unwavering.
I am set in my ways, and because when you done been bit, and a man takes it a little harder when you done been bit, then you know, and I'm being very transparent here.
Okay, hold on. You say a man take a little harder, so you say a man take it harder, then some people are like, well, are you soft? And that's what some people may think. Like, you supposed to be a man, you supposed to be able to take it.
No, my reality is what it is, and yeah, there's a soft side of me. Okay, Mr.
You're very sensitive.
Mr. Went around the world. I can't went to prison. We know you tough. Look, I got tattoos though.
It's so. See, here's the thing: people don't understand that even though men can be sensitive, it's okay. Your genetic build, you have, I will call you my pineapple, where you have a tough and rough exterior, but you're so sweet on the inside.
Pineapple, Luther. She called me a pineapple.
I did call you a pineapple, my sweet little big brother. You're a pineapple.
I don't like that scenario. That's not
good.
That's not a pineapple.
But I'm just saying, he has an exterior that's tough, that's hard to penetrate. But if you ever get an opportunity to get to the inside, you get to see a softer side of him, a sweeter side to him. So that's
thank you. Soft. Look,
that here.
Sensitive doesn't mean soft.
Sensitive don't mean soft at all. So that's why I tell you, don't beat yourself up about.
Just watch what fruit.
So you don't mind your man see your man cry, Lola? You trying to say you don't mind seeing your man cry?
If he's crying for the right reason. Now let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you the month that I'm gonna stay away from. I stay away from late February, early March. I don't want no Pisces in my life, not one. I can't date a Pisces because their sensitivity level is too much for me. It's nothing wrong with them, but that's oh God, the Pisces man drives me insane. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just not a good match for my personality.
Okay, but Luther, I'm surprised you don't agree with the regret thing with me.
Because I think you tried.
I agree with it. I never said I didn't disagree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you tried. You wanted to do the right thing. You wanted to do the right thing. You wanted to be the right person for that scenario and situation. You wanted to, like Luther said earlier, one of the things he would change about his younger self is stop saving people that can't be saved. If that's where your regret is at. Is that where your regret is?
What? Oh yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
and not listening.
Yeah.
I think one of y'all said listen to what people say and not listening and not believing it. Let me tell everybody something here. Let me make an announcement.
Make the announcement, sir.
If they tell you, what?
Believe them.
Okay. So we want to move on to the next one. Y'all send questions. Y'all say, listen,
June men are something. Gemini is the worst sign to ever have to deal with because you don't know.
You talk about me and you, Luther.
And me.
When's your birthday, Luther?
The 18th.
When's yours, Lola?
June 10th.
June 8th. Sorry, Anisha.
10th. Hers the 10th. The 8th.
You got Geminis here, baby. You got 8 people here right here.
When I tell you we something else to deal with, and we know it.
Hey, I'm 4 by myself.
Yeah. It's this here Gemini thing. I give people a warning early and upfront. I ain't nothing that you want to mess with. Now, if you do this, do it at your own risk. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna treat you right.
And you know, we get bored easy.
Okay. Luther, what I tell your friend that day when he tried to? What I tell him? I gave him.
Right. You told him.
I think everybody agree with us on this one. Everybody is saying this. If they tell you, believe them. Okay.
Someone asked a question on my Facebook, and I just want I want the men to answer this. Do you guys really think that it's truth to the statement that if a woman hasn't been married or at least been engaged by the age of 40, that you all view them as something could possibly be wrong? Is that a true statement?
Go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, I talked about that before. There's something wrong somewhere. I told you, sometimes because they always keep trying to put the blame on everybody else when they don't even take a look at themselves.
Yeah.
And it's always a blame shifter on somebody else. Always.
Go
ahead with question number 2.
No. I want to attack what you just said.
Okay.
I do. I do think so. Why you ain't at least divorced? You ain't been divorced. You ain't been nothing. You ain't been in nothing. What you been doing? Do you really want something? Yes, we do look at you like, come on. I'd rather you tell me like one young lady told me that she was a runaway bride 3 times, and then I found out she was a runaway bride 4 times.
I think I remember that one.
Fine, you good. Can you hear us?
Man,
she was good on the when she just came back. I could see her moving. Whatever she just did, she messed it up again.
Yeah, she got to increase her.
Don't do the iPad. Do the iPad without Wi-Fi. You were good. Okay. The second question is, how about these long distance relationships? Let me set it up. I was
I love it.
I was traveling from Philadelphia to New York. This is a true story. A young lady came up to me. Y'all know how I am with my technical stuff. She came up to me. She said, "Can I use your charger?" And I'm like, "Where you going with my charger?" She said, "Just right here." I said, "So how are you? You good?" I said, "Where you going?" She said, "I'm going to Connecticut or somewhere." I went Connecticut. It was somewhere further. I said, "Oh, okay." She said, "Yeah, I do this every weekend. I leave Saturday morning, and I come back Sunday night." I said, "You work up there for a week? You in the club? What you do? That's what you do." He said, "I go see my boyfriend every Saturday morning." I said, "Well, y'all only have a day." She said, "There's a difference." She said, "Because we work on keeping our relationship. It's the only time we have. I can't move right now. He can't move. But she say every Saturday, it's Saturday morning, I catch the train here and I catch it back Sunday night so I can be at work. I said, that is some commitment. So let me ask y'all, do long distance relationship work? Have you ever done it? If they do work or they don't work, are you against it? Why? Let me say this. I'm going to answer mine. I think they work if you work them. You got to put time into it. You have to go see them. They have to go see you. There has to be time invested, and there has to be a trust element. There has to be a trust element. If you don't trust, if you're the kind of person that you need, long distance relationship ain't for you because they can't be there every minute and they can't talk to you all the time. That's another whole subject I did about boss people. If you date boss people, you can't expect them to text you all day long. You can't expect to talk to them all day long because boss women and boss men, they're busy. And you aggravate them. And when you keep talking about, why you ain't called me? Where you at? What you doing? Huh? Well, I'm getting back. Huh? You want to be broke together? No. I tried broke and I don't like it. So you have to put into the relationship if it's going to be long distance. For me, I actually think long distance would be better for me. I even said, now I know I'm getting ready to get a bunch of comments on this. I even said that I could do long distance marriage. I could. You come see me. I like my bishop's plan. You come see me because my bishop and his wife live in two different places because they pastor two different churches. I actually could do that. I know people say, well, no, and I've had people say, I ain't doing that. I need a body right here. Well, again, you have to know what part of your life that you're in. You don't see it. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna let this go. You don't see the person that's the reason why Negroes is divorcing right now during COVID, because they ain't used to seeing each other on a regular basis. You already doing long distance. When somebody is gone from you 9 hours out of the day and you only see them 2 to 3 hours, you already doing long distance.
You know, I'm here for the long distance. I've done it several times. I did a lot of, I've done it. It's worked. Someone put in the comments earlier that it takes commitment. It can definitely be done. When you're busy, you don't have time to sit up on the phone with your mate all day. You don't have time to look at them in the face all day, So when you're busy, long distance work for you. And when you're secure, long distance work for you. If you're insecure, then that's not the situation to get caught up in, because you're looking for something that a long distance relationship can't provide. I loved it. It provided me the opportunity to miss you, and the time that we spent, I valued it and I appreciated it more. So I've done it several times. I'm not opposed to it. I'll definitely do it again, but it takes a level of commitment that you have to renew daily. And I think sometimes people struggle with the absence of the individual, but I'm a firm believer that absence makes the heart grow fonder, so that when you do come together, it just makes it that much special. And you have to commit to a particular time frame. We're not going to go X amount of days without seeing each other. I remember a period in my life that I was traveling south to Florida every 2 to 3 weeks. I'm here for it. Yeah, I've dated.
Oh, that's why you was going to Miami. That's why you was going to Miami all the time.
Luther, can you turn your volume up a little bit?
Miami has always been good to me.
But see, Luther, people think I go to Miami for that. For 12 years. You've been going just as long. For 12 years, I've been going to Miami, and I ain't never really met nobody there that I've dated. To be honest with you, people always think that's the reason why
you go there for your peace and quiet.
Right.
Yeah. I've dated some
by yourself.
Yeah. Go ahead, Luther. So could you do long distance?
all my relationships have been long distance. You know that. I never dated nobody in my city I stay in. I couldn't do that, especially in Toledo, because everybody knew who I was.
Yeah, you got a small city.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. So, so I couldn't do that. All my relationships have been long distance, but let me tell you something, because I cannot have a person up under me all the time. I have no problem me having a wife being by state, like Bishop said, because I'm the type of person, I like my remote control on my couch, flipping with my TV. My cousin talk about me all the time, even to this day. She be like telling people like, child, my cousin is at home with the remote control with the TV, because that's how I detox. And now when I detox, I don't want to be bothered. One time I called Bishop like, man, I don't want to be bothered with nobody right now. I am cool with this pandemic thing. I like long distance relationship because I don't like nobody up under me that long. Because my adult ADD start kicking in and be like, all right, it's time for you to go now.
That's the thing with the three of us. We all are self-diagnosed ADD. We all have ADD. All of us. I mean, seriously.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
When I enjoy you, I enjoy, but I enjoy missing you because that helps me develop a greater appreciation for the time that we should be spending or could spend. I did a long distance.
Did somebody just say all men are afraid?
Yeah, I want to deal with that. I want to deal with that. When y'all make those blanket statements like that, that's something that just gets me. And I've done it, but the truth of the matter is men are afraid, and I've had women tell me they are afraid. I've had women tell me that they're afraid. So it's not just men. You know what, Luther? You know what? Y'all know what? Oh, look at her. She's in real time now.
Finally.
We deal with people based upon, we make comments based upon what we've been through. We make comments based upon our experiences. So you would say that all men are afraid. That's your experience.
Right.
And we traveled the world. We ran across the many people from all different walks of life. And so ain't nothing have nothing to do with be afraid. We have experienced it all.
I
think that's a blanket statement. You know what I mean? I think men and women are both afraid. Whenever you really start to have conversations, men have had experiences that have hurt them. Women have had experiences that have hurt them. And so I think it's unfair to say men are afraid. I think we all come in with the level of our experience. And if we've had difficult experiences, which most of us have, there are going to be some reservations, there are going to be some fears. So I think you really have to continually do that conversation in your head, that work, when you start to recognize some of the old scripts. When you get into relationships and you start seeing old scripts come up, you got to begin to talk to yourself. This is a new relationship, a new person. But oftentimes what we do is we come into things already broken. And we're already broken, so we come in broken and we break what's new. So we've got to come out of this. Everybody's afraid, and deal with everybody individually.
My live tonight, my post that I haven't made yet that I'm going to drop after this is over with, it talks about that very thing. That the bottom line is, either they remind you of the best, watch this. Lola, y'all, come on. Y'all going to like this. Either, Luther, here I come. Either they remind you of your worst relationship, or you want them to be just as good as your best relationship, not understanding that somebody can come that's greater than all of it. Was that good, y'all?
You said it, Doc.
Y'all I'm gonna post this after it's over. I've already done it by the water. Either we want them to be, oh, I remember Jimmy Ray. If I can find me a man like that again, I know he married to somebody else, and you don't understand. Watch this. Here's another reason why people don't get a relationship. Y'all ready? I'm not gonna preach. Because we know that there's always somebody better. There's always somebody better. Y'all disagree with that?
I
No,
mean,
find somebody better,
Go
but
ahead,
can you find better? Let me just read something.
It takes longer to find better.
Yeah, it does. I sent you something, and it's really talking about what we're talking about. I sent them this in Messenger earlier this week. It says, and it's talking about Sierra and Russell Wilson's relationship, but it's covering what we've just talked about. So let me just read this to you guys. Sierra symbolizes your child's mother, and you've never accepted the fact that she had the strength and courage to move on, talking about her relationship with Future and any of her past relationships. Your father was a deadbeat, was never there, so the love and acts of kindness Russell shows to the children are foreign to you. A lot of people experience these things. Russell symbolizes the man who is making your child happy, and it hurts because you can't, for whatever reason, you just refuse to, because you probably haven't had the example, you haven't been shown, or you're still walking around with bitterness like we just talked about. It says your mother didn't pick Russell Wilson type men, just a past full of futures have been in your life. So again, the love and acts of kindness Russell shows to his children are foreign to you. Oftentimes women on several occasions, and not just women, men and women alike, we pick the same type of person over and over and over again.
And what does that say? It's in us.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's something within yourself that's attracted to that thing of dysfunction. It says, this is not me roasting. This is an honest observation of what I've noticed from far too many men and women who feel some type of way about how Russell and Sierra handle their relationship. I've literally read and heard men say, watch their relationship fail, or she's playing him like a fool to get back at Future. And it comes out as if you're projecting your own feelings on them. So many times when you grow up in an atmosphere that's absent of love and affection, or you've seen people stay together, like we're going to stay together for the kids. I've said this several times, and I've seen it in my own family, where parents have stayed together for the sake of the children, but the children grow up seeing a loveless relationship. They grow up in a loveless household. So when they go out and they find a mate, you wonder why they pick a woman that's dysfunctional, or they pick a man that's dysfunctional, because the picture of what love looks like was painted in such a way that wasn't true, because y'all didn't love each other. Y'all didn't even sleep in the same bedroom. Y'all was just together because we're going to stay together for the kids, but did you really help the children? Now the children grow up with this complex that they don't even know that they have, because they're just living out what they know to be real to them. And we see that as being unhealthy, because it is. You have to, in order to really display love, or what your ideal of love is, you have to know what that is. And what it is to one person, it could be extremely different to somebody else. I've been told that the love that I talk about is non-existent. Like that don't even happen. And I'm like, oh, but it does. I've seen it. I see how my mom and daddy, they still kiss, and I'm disgusted by it, but it's still like I've seen it. But if they've never experienced that, or if they've never witnessed that, they think that type of love only happened on the movie screen and in TV shows.
All right, Luther.
Well, I seen that type, because my parents celebrated 50 years.
Yeah,
50 years last September, but then okay, but let's say this though, Lola. What about when y'all get with the man? You get with the man, and you still comparing off the last relationship you was in, saying, and you comparing him to the other guy. In other words, he got this big totem pole. He got to end up climbing, because you be like, well, Jack didn't do it like this. Jack used to do it like that. You know how y'all be doing that sometimes? Yeah,
and it's not fair. You shouldn't ever compare two men, because no two people are the same.
But they do that.
They do. They do.
That's why it's so hard for them to move on. That's why it's so hard for them to move on.
I've had to check myself about it, because I always comment that my father is the greatest man alive. I don't know a man greater than my father. I stand by that. I live with that. But then when I reference relationships, I also say, even though he's my ex-husband, I still say that my ex-husband is the next greatest man alive. And I look at how he handled me, how he cared for me, how he treated me. That man was, yeah. So he is the measuring stick and the bar. But when I've dated other people, I look at how they care and handle me. And if they don't measure up to how he cared and handle for me, you all know, I'd be like, yep, this will be over in 5, 4, 3.
But
2.
is that fair to measure a man by your daddy?
I think everybody should have a standard. Everybody should have
fair.
Well, I'm gonna say it's not fair because my father has an unfair advantage because I believe he's Superman. And
could that be the reason why that nobody's ever going to measure up to be your father?
Well, I don't want them to be my father.
Sit on my couch that you've made all these mess ups. Sean, come help me. Come on, Sean.
I don't want him to be my father, but there's
so Lola, you trying to say you want a poppy in your life?
I wasn't going.
You want a poppy in your life? You want your daddy Smurf? Is that what you're trying to say? Well, I
want a Zaddy.
Is that what you're trying to say?
A DADDY with a grip.
Yeah. How many of us would admit? How many would admit that maybe we don't give people enough chance because we're looking at them to be somebody else that they'll never be? Is that a fair assessment?
It's not fair. It's not fair at all.
I said, is it a fair assessment? Go ahead, Nisha.
I really think, and this goes, I think all across the board. I think for women and for men, I try to be an equal opportunity sharer. And I think one of the best things we can do for ourselves when we end a relationship is that we end it. That we take whatever we learned from it, whatever was great, whatever was amazing, whatever was not so great. We learn from what's not so great, but we cannot expect anybody else to be exactly what somebody else was to us. There was a reason why it didn't work. There was a reason why it didn't go beyond a certain point. I like to look at relationships as experience and levels. And so when you learn to be present in whatever experience you're in, whoever you're dating, whoever you're seeing, you learn to be present in that experience. And you really gotta, it's work. You got to really begin to erase. That's why healing is so important, because you've got to begin to erase that blueprint that somebody else set. You got to begin to cut those soul ties that you've been attached with somebody else. And you got to do that necessary work. So when the next person comes, they're not paying somebody else's bill. And even in the case of having a great father or a great role model, that chemistry worked for your parents. Your chemistry is going to be different in another relationship. Your chemistry is not like your parents' chemistry. So we're trying to create something based off of two chemistries that we don't possess in ourselves. Maybe you have similarities of your parents, but you don't have the exact ingredients. So you've got to wipe the slate clean, know what you do want, but don't expect for anybody to look like somebody else because you've already shot yourself in the foot. So I try not to go into relationships looking at another blueprint. Now I will say this, I believe we attract similarities. So you're gonna have people who have similar things, and I believe in every person you attract. But I'm not going in looking for the exact same thing that was good from another person. Something about that chemistry was off and it didn't work. So I try to make a conscious effort to really be in the experience, enjoy the moment, enjoy the person without giving a bunch of baggage from other relationships or other expectations. That's just what I do.
So I know these two. I know your mother probably have a great marriage.
Well, let me ask you this question, Bishop.
Go ahead.
But Bishop, let me ask you this question then. If that's because when she was talking about ending it, so my question is, what is really, how much time and space do you should have before you get into another situation or even entertain then? Because I remember she just said something about ending it. So what is a safe place to say that, because you got one person who will jump into one thing after another. What is a safe time frame, would you say?
So for me, and I don't look at, people ask me all the time, like, is it a month, a year, 2? I feel like it's an individual process. If you are still angry, if you're still bitter, if you're still hurt, if you cannot stop thinking about that person and you still have a longing for them, If there's any connection you feel, now I'm not saying I got good memories, fine memories, look at a picture, you know, those things. I'm talking about where there's some, like, you can feel it. You're not ready. If that person can evoke you to an emotion, you're not ready. But when you can totally, like, I'll say for myself, my ex-husband, I love him for being the father of my children. I love him for the experience he gave me 17 years of my life. But when I talk to him, because we co-parent, when we are in relation, there's nothing in me that longs for him. There's nothing in me that's angry with him. There's nothing in me that is bitter with him. I have totally just released myself. It was a phase of my life that is no longer present. I enjoy the experience, but I'm not attached to it. So I think when you cannot be attached to it, I think you're ready to move on.
And when you stop measuring, go ahead.
I just want to make sure I answer this question.
Huh?
I just want to make sure I answer Luther's question.
Yeah. And when you can stop measuring them up based upon the last person.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I think for me, with my character, these two will tell you, because they probably the same, because they born the same time. It's kind of hard for me to measure up past somebody. When I move on, when I'm done, dun 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 dun. You know, me and
Gregory Michael Davis is done.
Me and Pastor Kim are good friends. Matter of fact, next week, everybody get ready, because we doing a live together with Pastor Dana on us being our spiritual parents. We're coming together. My ex, it's gonna be amazing. Shameless plug. I know everybody gonna be on that. But seriously, so I don't measure anybody else by her. She's a phenomenal woman. She's a classy woman. She is. I mean, when you talk about Lola, the epitome of Luther, you know, the epitome of class. She's a classy woman. We had great time together, but I can't measure. Now, my hindrance might be from some other situations. I'll say situations. Yeah, some other situations. But
so earlier when I just want to make one more comment. Earlier when
because I want to deal with this. We need to get. That's why I stuck here. Sean, I'm gonna move. Sean gets nervous when I leave a comment up there, but I'm trying to remember it. What's that noise? Sound like somebody eating ice.
It ain't me.
Who is that? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Lo.
When I had made the comment that my ex-husband, the way he treated me becomes part of the standard. I don't think it's anything wrong with people setting a standard of what's necessary for them. I think all of us alike will say when we date certain people, there's just certain things that are non-negotiable. Like we just talked about how Pastor Kim is stylish, classy, graceful. You're not going to go and date someone that don't have those attributes. I know you. You're not going to go and get a lazy bum that dresses horrible. You're not going to do it.
Not just for that, but because because of my own dress.
But I say that
it wouldn't be fair. It would be murder.
I know, but I say that because people always say you shouldn't. You shouldn't compare people to other people. Well, let's take the word comparing out and talk about preference, because we all have a preference for different things that we like in people. Sean and Greg can go and hang out downtown and see 10 and will know the exact ones that I would be attracted to because they know the type of fella that I like. So when we say, you know, there's some things that we have to look at and be like, you know what, it's not that we're trying to measure them against particular individuals, but there's a preference that everybody has. Everybody has a preference. Everybody.
I definitely have a preference. I have, and I make no apology for my preference because everybody like what they like. So don't get mad at me because I say I don't like. It's no offense to me. I remember when we used to have a radio show, What is that? Anisha, you
It's her
good.
headphones.
Stop.
It's her headphones. It's her
What did
headphones.
you say?
Yeah.
It's,
It's
no,
her
I'm
headphones.
having.
You keep making.
It's something that you got going on that's.
Is that better?
I make no apology. I remember we had a relationship, and I would say I just don't like larger, and maybe that's the white side of me. Maybe that's the white side of me. I don't know. I like what I like, but I'm not mad at y'all because you like what you like. So don't be
I
mad.
like what I like.
What you mean by larger, Bishop? What you talking about?
He won't date anything over size 8, and 8 is pushing.
8.
If you're saying if he can't throw him, so you're saying if he can't throw him, he don't want him.
He don't want him. He like them size 0 to 4. And 4, they got to be.
4's too big. He don't do 4.
Okay.
He don't do 4.
So I want to deal with this. We need to give. What is that noise, y'all?
Let me go.
It's Teddy Riley's sister. That's who it is. It was Teddy Riley's sister.
So listen. Yeah, it was her because it's gone. So listen. We need to give people a chance. Hey, I'm gonna do like Roland Martin. All you need is just a little device right here. It would have been better. Listen. We need to give people a chance. That's what the problem is. We're giving people too much of a chance. Just give people a chance. I mean, I'm not being offended, but really, we just need to give people a chance.
No, because everybody don't deserve access to you. We need to be mindful of
who was wrong.
Yeah, we don't. Everybody don't deserve access to you. We need to be mindful of who we allow access to your personal space. You have to be mindful of that.
Absolutely.
Read this, Lola. This my guy from Louisiana.
Okay.
Read it.
Go ahead and tell me to read. Go ahead, tell me to read. Amen. It's truly fair because no one will ever measure up to the blueprint. No man wants to walk in another man's shoes. A relationship like this, I guess he just left a relationship like this. So whatever the person speaks, they are compared to the other person and labeled in a way that the new person has to measure up to feel the other person. And that brings resentment. Well, it's not that you're, I don't think that you should compare two people. Everybody deserves their own plate to make. No one should be compared to somebody else. I've always said that don't compare me to somebody else because I'm like nothing you've ever encountered. However, people do have preferences as to what they desire. And so in the building phase, when you're dating and you're courting and you're trying to identify certain things, it's important that you talk about and share those things that are important to you. If you like flowers on Friday, you need to let them know, you know what, I like flowers on Friday. If you like chivalrous things, if you like a man to get the door for you, if it's just certain things that you need to be able to share with your partner to make sure that your needs are being met. But then it's not always about one individual. It's a 50-50 give and take. Whatever you're asking for, you have to be willing to give 100% of yourself to make sure you're meeting their needs as well.
Okay. What you say, Luca?
Well, listen, I agree with sis there. I tell you that. I agree with sis. I agree with her on that. Now that one I agree with her on that one.
You can't ask for something you're not willing to give. And I think oftentimes women, we are the prize, but he's the prize too. We're prizes to one another. And I think so many times women have been falsely taught that they're the center of everything. And okay, it's okay to feel good about yourself. You should have self-confidence. You should have a high level of self-esteem, but you got to honor your king too, because if your king don't feel honored, then he's not going to be willing, nor will he want to do anything to please you. Like we can get a man to do anything we want in the world. We just got to let him know that he's our king and he feels special to us.
Okay. Hold on. When you're talking about another chances, now get this. Now, Bishop, Gray, you're a witness to this. We always had a saying, if we talk to them long enough, we'll realize why they really are next. If we talk to them long enough.
Yeah.
Don't get quiet on me now, church.
The problem is time is the reveal of all things.
At all times.
At all times. And so if you talk to them long enough, I say if they do remind you of the last one, run. That
when you see the sign. So you have, Greg, you have when the right one comes. Luther, you were doing red flags. When the right one comes, you won't see any red flags. That was good. I just did both of y'all at the same time.
Hey, listen, my red flags was inspired by an ex of mine while we was going through it. And I joke with her to this day about it. And telling you the cause and the reason why you was my inspiration of my red flags. You know who I'm talking about, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, so many times. I'm gonna veer into this next one. We'll stay on topic, but I'm still veering. We're living in a time where the pandemic has created an opportunity of space, of intimacy, of self-reflection. And for some people have been able to handle that. Others are struggling with that, and they're struggling with it because in their time of self-reflection, they're realizing that this alone time is too much to bear and too much to handle. And people really have a problem with being alone. I'm not talking about alone in the sense where I'm talking like with the silence of being in a house by themselves, the silence of the phone not ringing, the silence of no one knocking on the door, the silence and the deafening of not being able to go out and maneuver as you normally would. People are really struggling with self right now, where all you have is yourself. This is a time when you think about all of the relationships that you've been in. This is a time to do an assessment to say, well, why didn't that one work? What did I contribute to it that caused it to fail? And the biggest problem people have is self-accountability, being accountable for the actions that they contributed to the situation that caused it to fail. Because we live in a society where we always want to blame somebody else for our own failures. We're looking for the scapegoat and the excuses that we can put on other people as to why somebody else didn't measure up. But it could have been you missed the red flag in the beginning, and they were never a good fit. They were never perfect for you. But because I was alone, because I was desperate, because I was lonely, and I just wanted something.
Or you thought you could change them.
Or you thought you
could change them.
Yeah, or I thought I can change. Well, I can change the situation. Just give me time. We'll settle for something that we knew early was never a good fit.
Ronald Taylor. Oh, I shouldn't have said the name. Anyway, this person, well, I got to go at it another way. So there was a girl who wanted a guy who I knew it would never work. I'm going to change that man, Bishop. I'm going to change him. If a man is already grown.
Yes, Eve.
Help me, Luther. You cannot change them.
You can't change nobody.
Man, teach old dog new tricks.
You get right.
Cannot teach old dog new tricks.
You're getting what you're getting, and they're not going to change. And why would you want to change somebody? If you got to change me, y'all ready? You don't
Yes.
want me. Now, I'll make some adjustments to schedules and all that stuff. But to change me, I'm going to turn.
Who gonna make adjustments? Who?
He say he will. He will. He'll make adjustments in the first 30 days. In the first 30 days.
He must be talking about, he's talking about that Gemini twins. He talking about?
In the first
He ain't talking about himself.
he'll make the adjustments, but then they're gonna go back. He gonna make the adjustments because he needs to get that time in. Because we're one thing that we are is selfish about our time. We're selfish about our time and we want what we want. And we're not negotiating what we want. We may act as if like, okay, but we still gonna figure out a way to get what it is that we're looking for and what we want.
So let's slide into this.
Exactly. They want to build a person.
Exactly. They want to build a person. Okay. So let's deal with this. How are we dealing with this pandemic as relates to, because you talked about it a little bit when we said we was going to ask this. All of us being single, have you had depressed moments? Have you had lonely moments? Have you almost slipped back into the past? Have you thought about it?
I'm proud to announce.
Well, there's a lot of people got some answering to do after this pandemic over with, because they started entertaining people that they normally wouldn't entertain, and when this pandemic over, they went, "Oh, I'm just playing. I'm just playing." Don't know how they're gonna get out of it, but some people gonna be in trouble when this pandemic thing over with.
I'm proud to announce, because I've had a struggle that I've struggled with in life for several years. And I'm proud to announce that it's been over a year since I've had real interaction with them. Like it's been over a year. And you would think during this downtime with this pandemic time, it was an opportunity for us to kind of pick up where we left off. And really the only thing that's lingering is the underbelly of our friendship that we've always had. And that'll never change. That'll never go anywhere. But for me, I feel like that I've been put on punishment. And I say that because my greatest joy is always in people. I love people. I love to be around with people. I love to interact with people. So the fact that we've been put on house arrest and really can't go anywhere. I'm somebody that's legitimately been sheltered in place at home. Like, I've been to the grocery store in the last 10 weeks 3 times. The last time I put gas in my car was back in March. So I really haven't went anywhere. I don't go anywhere. So I've really been sheltering in place. So I feel like I'm on punishment because I've missed the interaction with people. But what's been to my benefit is that I've been able to do a lot of Zoom calling with my family and friends. I've done a lot of FaceTiming. So I have had, I've had communication. I've had some contact with certain people, so it's been kind of cool, but I can't wait for this to be over.
It's not going to be over for a long time, Lola.
I know it's going to be a while because I miss, you know what I would like to do? And Beth and I, we laugh about
what you're going to go out and meet somebody new? Everybody going to test?
The going out, we're going to get dressed and you're going to go to your dining room and have dinner these days.
Like Carmen and what you call it?
Yeah, you're going to get dressed. You're going to go to your dining room. You're going to prepare the food. You're going to cook. You're going to have your wine, whatever you choose to do. And I think this is going to be healthy for relationships. I think it's going to set some people free financially. Hopefully people have been making financially fit decisions regarding their home life during this time. But for me, I feel like I'm on punishment. I've been told I can't go outside by my parents. And I haven't been depressed. I thank God. I'm blessed that I don't struggle with depression, but I do know people that do struggle with it, and they've been struggling with it. And my heart goes out to them because that's a place that I wouldn't wish anybody in. I did have anxiety, and I struggled with anxiety probably about 6 weeks ago, but I'm proud to say it. My testimony, and people may laugh at this, but my testimony is that Last Tuesday and the week before, I went to the grocery store by myself and I didn't have an anxiety attack. And I can say that that's a testimony because the time I said I've been to the grocery store, I think 4 times in the last 10 weeks. The first 2 times that I went to the grocery store, I had panic attacks and anxiety attacks in the grocery store and had to run out. So the fact that I didn't have that experience this last 2 times shows tremendous growth and prayer, because I was praying like, God, I cannot walk around having anxiety attacks and panic attacks and afraid of people. I already have being in large crowds of people, but this thing cannot overtake me because Corona, she is not welcome in my house. The residual of Corona is not welcome in my house. The negative energy that's surrounded by Corona is not welcome in my house. And that was something that I had to pray off of me because it was really, really, really bad for me.
Okay. So I want you to remember this, because I'm going to let Luther answer, then I'm going to answer. And you were very transparent. Thank you, Lola. And ain't nobody going to laugh at you because we your brothers, so we'll beat them up. Okay?
Yes.
She's sharing with you her heart. And to say that the anxiety piece and all that stuff. But the thing about it is, I want to go back to this. I want you to remember this.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at where you are during this time, do you say I should have made wiser decisions for relationships and I wouldn't be at home alone? Don't answer now. I just want to make sure can you remember it? Because you know I forget. Okay.
Yeah.
So Luther, during this time, what say you? Because I'm going to be very transparent about mine. Go ahead.
Man, I told you. I even told you on the phone before when we talked every week. I said, man, I'm enjoying this time because I got me time. I got time to get stuff done, work done. I was able to slow down. I was able to gather some things on some things I wanted to do as far as business wise, expand some things in my portfolio. So this, you know, I'm an introvert, man. You already know that. So you know this don't bother me. So this don't bother me at all. So I welcome it. So I'm not, it's not like, listen, I'm an only child just like you, Greg. So we have no problem taking all of our toys, going home and playing by ourselves at all.
Okay, I hear you, Luther. So this is my pre-pandemic schedule. 2 weeks on at the Word Network, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on. I get up and go to the Word Network. I leave there and go to Starbucks. The weeks off, I go to Starbucks like I'm going to work.
Yeah.
They're all day long. I miss those people that work there. I miss those people that are the security guards. I miss the regulars there, Chef Woods and what's the other guy's name? I don't know. I can't think of everybody's name, but we're all family. Okay. We're all family there. Now that's gone. I'm like, suddenly that's gone. So now I'm at a place like I told y'all this before. My couch and chairs are looking at. They done ran around the room playing with each other. Now they're like,
who this man?
I got a camera sitting in front of me. I got a satellite box that goes straight to the world. In my living room, it becomes a studio. I put a blanket on here, says the Word Network. I got lights all over the place. If Marlinda ordered me anything else, I got a little light sitting here that I bought. I bought some other little lights. It's a whole, I invested in lapel mics, all that. Where because this is where I'm going to be for who knows where. We're not going to the studio. So I got to make it comfortable. And then now it's closing in. I put my clothes in the cleaners, 2 bags today. I'm going somewhere with this. I put my clothes in the cleaners today. Let me do this.
Please.
I need to block them. Hold on.
And you need to mute it.
I don't know how to mute it on the computer. It's muted on my phone.
Oh, okay.
And so I put my clothes in the cleaners. I went there and they told me, they said, your clothes will be ready next Saturday. I put them in this. I'm used to getting them 2 days away. This is the new reality. So I have nobody. I have members, you know, my Pastor Dana, Melinda, different ones that helped me. But it's not the same as having somebody here. So now I'm here, and I have people that have been kind to me. I get packages, you know. But I hear you, Luther. I've had enough time with myself. This is my reality. I've had enough time with myself. Okay? No, I'm serious. I've always had time with myself. Now I'm rethinking this thing. How did I get here? How did I get here? I mean, why am I not in a relationship? No, I don't have a quarantine boo. How do you get here? Luther, you okay? You good. But I'm just saying, for me, I wish that maybe I had made some other decisions differently, and I wouldn't be here by myself. I'm the cameraman, I'm the lighting man,
production manager.
You know, I watch what's going on in America?
Holden
Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Her companion, no, whether we agree with who she with or whatever, we're not.
That's her business. We ain't here to judge.
Send me nothing about that. Her companion is her producer at home, and I'm like, Melinda was telling me, she's like, yeah, she's our producer. She helped write her stuff. That table back there is my new office. I've never sat at that table back there, Lola, as much as I have
now.
I don't go to bed. Listen to me. And Luther will tell you, 12 o'clock, what, Luther? You don't call, I'm down. I go to bed at 2:30. And I'm asleep. I'm back up at 6, 7 o'clock. But
Lola, he called me one time late at night. I was like, what are you doing, Greg? You ain't never up this late.
2:30. Because listen, I sit up until 1:30, and I get mad when D Nice is not playing his music because it entertains me. Okay, right. It entertains me, and I am working. I don't stop working. People say, "Well, won't you take some me time?" Who am I take me time with? I done took enough me time. What am I gonna do? You got cable you pay almost $300 for, and ain't nothing on it. I don't do Netflix. I don't do none of that. And so I'm finding out that the very thing that I love, they took it from us. What do I love? Going to concerts.
Yeah.
I've been posting pictures on, I know I'm making this a little lengthy, but I'm helping some people.
No, yeah. Tell your truth.
And I've been posting pictures of Charlie Wilson and Fantasia and On the Run and everybody, just to remind myself. So what is the future of concerts gonna be? We gonna order them at home. You know, I'm telling you, I'm rethinking where I'm at. If this is going on 18 months like they're saying it's going to happen, then what do you do? How do you move to the next thing with somebody? What do you do? I'm having a freaking and all of y'all invited. We're gonna post it next week. I'm having a freaking virtual birthday party with a DJ virtually. It's probably gonna be bigger than any birthday that I've had. I get it, but where would I be at if I wasn't for my birthday? I'd be in Miami. And then so I go out today. We feed today. I get on my bike and then I go out, and I'm like, Lola, I'm like, what are all these people doing out here? Y'all ain't supposed to be out here. Because now I have become, for those of you that are older, I've become Howard Hughes. I am in the house. Now I'm like, who is people out there?
Right.
I hear dead bodies. I see dead people. Yeah. No, seriously. So what I did, I pivoted. I got on my bike today so I could avoid all that crowd, because now I have isolated myself.
Yeah.
And I don't really need to go out because I can order Instacart. I'm cooking now, but I'm still, y'all ready for me to drop the bomb? I'm still alone. And the very thing has come upon me, and that is, I got to make a decision. Before, I didn't have to think about a decision. I didn't have to think about the decision because I just kept moving.
Yeah.
You stop and you have to deal with you. And you find out that you don't like where you're at because you didn't have to deal with you. You could just date the people at Starbucks. They was your going out partners. And when I say date, I don't mean date for real. Or I could call Sean and Lola and we go hang out. What you doing there? What you doing? If provided Lola ain't dating nobody because she shuts you down. And you know, so that's my reality. I pray. I'm sorry I was that long.
No, but what you said.
No, you fine because you set it up for he said, she said that everybody could, all ladies, send your resume into Bishop Greg Davis inbox. so you can go in the interview process.
Send me your applicants. Send me your applications, and I'll vet them, and I'll pass them through because I know what my brother's like, and I know it, and I don't want to be out here wasting their time. Luther is yet also single and available, but
I wasn't saying it as an advertisement. I'd said it to help some other people.
This is a time where
we know we just mess with you.
Yeah, we've really had to reflect and look at our decisions because the three of us, we all know each other personally. We laugh and joke about a whole bunch of stuff, but the three of us are single right now because we exercise these choices. We made these decisions. We made these choices to be single because we've been short in our patience. We've been short in our tolerance. And we've been like, I don't want to do that. And now this has forced us to really evaluate how we make or evaluate our decision-making process. You had asked a question about 20 minutes ago when we started this particular segment. And you were asking pretty much looking at the landscape of probably the last 6 lives and with anyone, would we have made the decision we've made to end up with us being single? Will we still live with that decision today, living in this pandemic? And for me, I would say I'd rather have peace in my home alone than be in the house with somebody that's going to provide a headache for me. How do we ease ourselves into accepting this new way of living? While I would love to be in a relationship, I refuse to settle for anything but my Boaz. In this season of my life, I refuse to entertain drama. And I think the three of us agree 100% with that. We agree because as for me and my house, we're going to live in peace. I have different Chinese symbols around my house. I love Chinese and Japanese symbols, but it always says wisdom, harmony, and tranquility. I have to live in peace because, and I'm so serious about that because I say this probably on every show, I went through a period of my life prior to getting my divorce where I was severely unhappy, and I vowed that I would never live another day in my life where I'm unhappy. Anything that's not making me happy, I have to remove it from my life. Now, in saying that, have I been fair in how quick I act in making those decisions? Because in relationship, period, you're going to have some highs and some lows. And sometimes I think the three of us, and I can only say this because I know us, I think the three of us, we're so quick to make that decision because our tolerance for foolishness.com is 0. What other people will tolerate, we will desecrate. We'll be like, we're done, and we'll move on. But the question that you asked 20 minutes ago, I wouldn't change my decision. I would continue to, I'd rather be in this house alone.
Oh, yeah.
Mine, than to be with someone that I'm looking out the side of my eyes like, how long you going to be here? Because how many people do we know that's in a relationship right now, that's married or in a relationship, and they done went to the store every day of this pandemic to buy a carton of milk just to get out the house?
Oh, I talk to married people that tell me that they want out. I know some married people that have gotten out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about pack their bags and go on to other states. No, in the midst of it, they like, I'd rather take a chance with Rona than to be with you. Give me Rona.
Wow.
Give me Rona for 50. So
Wow.
what does, Lola, take me back to or do you want to do this first? So let's do a solution. What does dating look like? What is dating? No, I'm saying now, pandemic.
Answering that question that Crystal asked. So I will say this.
What did Crystal ask? I'm sorry.
She was saying that how do we, begin to live in the post-pandemic?
Oh, so I didn't see that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So for it's gonna look different for everybody. Let me just say that, because no two people are the same. It's, everything is contingent upon how your life is set up. We need to be mindful of that. And for the Luthers, the Gregs, the Lolas, we live in a world where we have a reach of a plethora of individuals. So we know a lot of people. And I say that from the perspective of there's a lot of people in the bandwidth in which we have access to that have showed a level of interest in us. For some rhyme or reason, timing has been off. Let's deal with that side of it. There's people that you've encountered, but you just encountered them at the wrong time. You know them to be good individuals. Timing was not on your side. Here's an opportunity to start within a cycle of individuals that you know. So I will suggest, before you go on the outside, get that black book. I'm gonna just use this phone and kind of go through it and say, because you know who's interested in you and who's not interested in you. You know who you've passed by. You know who you've had that connection with, but your timing was off. Maybe you can revisit those scenarios first, because you want to deal with something that you're comfortable with, and you're more comfortable with someone that you already know versus somebody that you don't know, because people fear the rebuilding of something new. People fear the unknown. So kind of work with what you know. Now, if you don't have that, if nobody in your cycle of friends, then let's leave that alone. You have to get comfortable with the mind.
Why would you go back to somebody that, why would you go back?
I'm not saying you're going back. There have been people that you've encountered you never dealing with, and your timing was off because you were dealing with something else, but you had it.
Listen.
You had
right. I want to do that too.
Y'all don't have that situation? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll talk.
No. But what if they with somebody?
You don't know. Do you know that for sure? I'll wait. Because everybody is living in this pandemic.
You're giving. I don't know if I was talking about who more so than I was talking about how to date in this pandemic.
I'm giving you options. That's one of the options. That's right. Option. Here's the next option. We're living in a digital world. You can no longer.
Sean, shut up.
You can no longer
Lola.
A girl in a digital world.
I don't know nobody you should go back to. Go ahead.
You can no longer be an analog girl living in a digital world, which means you have to consider the social medium of dating, whether it be via you see somebody on the inbox, because seeing somebody that you see on social media is just like seeing somebody walking down the street now. You see them, you shoot your shot.
Yeah, Lola, but that filter game is on strong out here. I'll tell you that right now.
It is. So after you've had a few text conversations, then maybe you get an opportunity to FaceTime, because the filter game is strong.
Strong.
Because you'll post a picture, then get up looking like. So you may have to take advantage of some of the social media medium dating outlets. Because when the next time you go into a restaurant? Now, you may meet somebody in the restaurant with a mask on, I mean, at the grocery store with a mask on, but to take the mask off in public is unhealthy. So you got to do some FaceTime. You do.
You don't know trust them in your house?
Oh, no. And people don't.
So we're going to date through FaceTime for the next 18 months. We're going to do that. And then we're just wait. And then we're just going to get married through FaceTime and Zoom a wedding. And then how do we consummate? I mean, what's the new norm?
Now, Bishop, you know you was way over here reaching. You know that, right? You was way over here reaching.
So we're saying, do we all agree that online dating is probably the way that everybody's going now? Social media, dating sites.
You get that a lot. You get that a lot. You make that people. Do people even really use dating sites anymore?
Yes,
people be hooking up through social media, but they usually do it through social media.
There are some among us that still use dating sites. Not me.
Lola?
No.
Yeah. My Rolodex is deep enough that
somebody said phone sex. That's your member.
Jazz. That's my member. God doggone it. I must not be preaching nothing at the church.
And here's another option. You can phone a friend, meaning, let me tell y'all, these two are my brothers for real, because, there's been some men of the cloth that I'll be like, hey, Greg, what's up with, nope. I'll be like, oh, okay. So you may have to hook your brother up or hook your sister up. You may have to serve recommendations.
Yeah, because let me tell you.
But you be asking us about people. We be like, no.
Yeah, y'all be like,
I don't care how good they look out in these streets. When I'm doing my run in the walk, ain't nobody looking at nobody. They ain't taking no chances. Ain't nobody sliding no numbers. Ain't nobody throwing them over the fence. None of that. I'm serious. But I don't know what they're doing at Atlanta, Luther.
That Atlanta land.
Listen, they wilding out. They don't care. Yeah. They ain't care during the pandemic in Atlanta. They ain't care.
Okay, so
and in Chicago, they was having house parties.
Let me tell you something. It was one right outside here. I'd never seen it going on like it was outside my door. They was taking pictures and everything. It was like 7 to 8 of them out here. I'm like, what? Security came up here. They're like, y'all make
No, they said packed. These was packed like this. Sardines in the house in Chicago. They was doing it.
Let me deal with what Crystal Sanford said a little while ago. She said she's waiting on Boaz.
May I read her last comment?
Can I deal with her first one before this one? Yeah. Boaz is dead. When y'all say you're waiting,
indeed, I was gonna say that too.
When you're looking for Boaz, you're looking. First of all, you have to understand that Boaz didn't really find Ruth. Ruth was busy doing something, and he came across her. Secondly, she did a little flirting and pushing up on him. Okay, so when you interpret the whole story right, Boaz
tell the story.
She laid at his feet. Okay, and she laid at and. You ready for this? That means you want to be rejected one time because Boaz rejected her and said, let me talk to your cousin and see if he wants you first.
No, not the lean back, Greg. Not lean back. You didn't fall back on him, did you?
I'm just saying.
Read their book.
That was one of our That was one of our conversations, but we'll save that for the next show. I'll have to put a pin.
I'm saying when you say that you want Boaz, what does that mean? You want Boaz?
She just said she want a man of God. She wants a man of God.
And
I'm just saying. I've heard that.
What money? What money, Lola? What money?
Well, let me tell you.
What money?
Let me tell you this. I don't know a woman alive. And if she tell you she don't, she's lying. I don't know a woman alive that's not looking for security. And it's not, and I said this last week on the show, I have a preference of what I'm interested in. I am no longer taking on anybody's project. I'm done with all projects. No more projects.
Okay, I don't know who ABA is, but you're about to get, because we don't use that kind of language here. I don't care if I'm not the bishop tonight, you're not going to use that kind of language. So you're blocked. Go ahead.
Okay. So I am, and you all know this about me, I am not one to ask men for anything. I just wasn't raised like that. If a man wants to do something for you, he'll do it.
And she was prepared to get Boaz. Go ahead, Lola. I'm sorry.
Okay. But
do the lean back, Bishop. Do the lean back.
I need for the man that if my back is ever against the wall and I had to come to you and ask you, I need you to have the means to help me with what I need. I'm not the one that's asking for a percentage to go towards my mortgage, my car note, my car insurance, my health and beauty, my hair and nails, my gym membership. I'm not asking you to pay for anything, but it feels good to know that you have someone in your corner that if you ever needed them, they could be there to help you. And that should be vice versa. It's not just what men want. I think men should have that in their female counterpart as well. But I'm not one to ask for anything. So everybody's looking for security.
She want to know our ages.
Who want to know our ages?
Kim.
Caldwell.
Kim. I know Kim.
I'll be 58 June the 8th.
I'll be 45 on June the 10th.
I will be 50 on June 18th.
And I ask again.
Yeah, Jazz says, I don't ask for nothing, but he is not mindful of me. Woe unto, yeah, like, yeah, like.
What did Jazz say? Jazz said, I
don't ask for nothing, but if he is not mindful of me, woe unto you. Woe unto you. I like that woe, honey. Woe, right.
No, Jazz for real, because Jazz got a wonderful heart. And she down with you like 4 flat tires. She down with you like 4 flat tires. And that is also true.
Yeah,
the question is, what do you bring to the table, Lola? The question is, they talking about they want that Boaz security. What do you bring to the table?
And that there is the thing. I said this last week. Your pretty face, your small waist, your thick hips, that will take you to 25. I'll give you grace until 28. After that, you're going to need to bring something more to the table because there's an assembly line full of beautiful women being birthed every day. But what do you bring to the table? What type of independency do you bring to the table? What can you contribute to the plate that's been set for you? Can you manage the plate? If he brings the plate, can you manage it? Can you be a good steward of your resources? Have you been a good steward of your own resources? Have you been able to maintain your own household? Social media, it cracks me up. I go to it often to read and hear what people have to say. There's a lot of people that feel that their wife, I'm a wife, I'm wife worthy, And I'd be like, okay, well, what makes you a wife? Because you don't become a wife after you say I do. Like that becomes a characteristic that happens beforehand. Because once a man sees that, that's what makes him be like, yeah, I need to go ahead and keep that one. But people in relationships need to identify the roles. I was having a conversation with the young man the other day, and he said that a lot of times women don't respect their roles in relationships. meaning they won't allow men to be men. I said, oh, that's good. That's good. Because some men still want to do those chivalrous things. Some men still want to stand up and be the provider and caretaker. And sometimes we emasculate men by being too strong. And I say this all the time. I run so much stuff on my job. I'm a manager. I'm forever telling people what to do. When I come home, I don't want to tell nobody what to do. I don't want to be the boss in my house. I want to be so submissive. I promise you. I just want to be like, okay, babe, what you want to eat? Okay, babe, I'll cook it for you. I want to be that person. But people will mistake your alpha energy and your alpha personality and think that you want to run everything. I don't.
So
that's right, Kiki.
So here's the thing. I want to go back to Boaz. Ruth was working. But Ruth also knew how to work and be submissive and lay at his feet. It's what Lola just said. You know why? Something that don't happen nowadays. She was prepared by an older woman. She told her how to move. She prepared her for work. Y'all ain't saying nothing. She prepared her for work. She said, now you're ready. So go out there. When they gleaning in the field, they're going to throw some back. When they harvest you, they're going to throw some back and you catch it. He comes in from his business trip and say, who's that over there? Watch this. Not only was she fine, but who's that over there working? I'm just saying, when we quote these scriptures, I did a whole series on that. When we quote these scriptures, we got to know that there's something required. She got noticed because she was working. And for those that's waiting for a knight in shining armor on a white horse to come and pick you up, or say Rapunzel, ain't happening nowadays. I'm just saying. You know, I look at Lola. Lola don't let nothing hinder her from her job. She's a boss lady. I'm not saying this because of my sister. She's a boss lady. She's a boss lady. Now she had one.
And she know how to switch roles.
She know how to switch roles. Let me tell you, she had one loser, okay, that she had to carry, but we forgive her for that. Luther, what you got to say about this whole Ruth?
God called me to his life for a season and a reason.
They need,
right, Tiffany.
They need to read the book, man. Everybody always want.
Go ahead, Luther. I'm sorry.
Exactly. See, Tiffany reads the book. See, they need to read that book, man. That's what they need to do. Because everybody want to take the scripture out of context, take the one thing, and they want to run with it because they heard everybody else, and it's a good old cliche. But like I said with my sis though, she know how to switch roles. That's just like my mother. And I use this for example. She tell people all the time at church, I'm my husband's pastor, but I'm at home, I'm his wife. So women of power now these days don't know how to switch roles, and they so big on this women live thing, and they try to cripple the man as being the head.
Read that, Lola.
Want Ruth benefits without putting her work.
Put it in her work. I'm sorry.
No, you gotta read. You gotta read like you in church. No,
okay.
Read it again.
Read it like you know I meant it.
Let's read. Y'all gotta say read.
Read.
You want Ruth's benefits, but without putting it in work. You have to put in.
Yes.
I'm aware of the full Boaz scripture. I am financially blessed. Yes, you are, Crystal. I have my own company, earned 6 degrees on my own. I own my own home. Previously served faithfully in church, yet I don't get approached by my counterpart. Let me address.
Look, y'all.
Let me address this. Let me address this because Crystal, let me say this. I too struggle on the dating scene with people approaching me.
Lola, it's almost 11 o'clock. You done went to line. Lola,
No,
She tired.
Luther,
She tired, Bishop. Bishop, she tired. She tired.
listen.
She tired.
It's that Gemini coming at you. Are lying. You're a pure liar right now.
Wait, no.
She tired.
Team.
Okay, wait a minute.
It's time for her to go to bed.
Okay, wait. Hear what I'm getting ready to say. Bishop, I'm talking to the bishop now.
You don't get a right to go back and forward.
Have people approached you and said, I'm intimidated by her? Like, what? Like, people get caught up in the perception of who they think you are. And because of the perception that people perceive you to be, perception is your reality. And when people have a perception of who they think you are or what they've made you out to be, there's an intimidation that's built up in them that creates a fear, which prevents them from approaching you.
But Lola, I've been around you. Lola, I've been around you when you've gotten approached and you like, you know what? You ain't ready for me. Go on. You know what? And you didn't give the man a chance. You didn't give him a chance.
In a minute.
Boy,
I'll mess your life up.
You gone. I'll mess your life up.
I'll take you home to mama.
Time. Yeah, Lola. So,
I done been there.
Come on now.
Luther.
Talk to the Facebook people. Okay.
Because there's some people that
I've been with you when you said that. Okay.
Yeah, you have been, because I didn't want to put any type of distraction in that man's life.
And Bishop, I'm looking around like, did she just say? Did she just say that to him?
He wasn't my.
He goes away defeated.
I never forget. Lola walked into the Hudson Cafe and she shut it down the first time I saw. I'm like, who is that? Because she commands the room. So Lola, stop that all. You have no problems. Okay, you have no problem. Look at this. She was not. This is deep. Atia just is writing the book, and I just did her what is it? Endorsement of her book, and it's dealing. Listen to this. It's dealing with. It's called no more green beans or something. I don't know what it is, but the name of. But the whole thing is. Listen to the premise, y'all. Listen to the premise. Men are used to just getting an appetizer. I mean, men are you. Listen, no, I'm gonna say it like this. She deals with a 5-course meal, and men don't want a 5. Most men don't want a 5-course meal. Men want. Listen, Luther, you're gonna disagree with me, but I don't care. They want to go straight to the main course. And women want you to do appetizer, soup,
We want you to get salad. That's right.
salad. Atia, I'm gonna give you my cash out because I'm pushing your book already. Okay, I'm just okay. But she's right, and so before you can grab somebody, you have to be holistically in position, not just have a good butt and some bought stuff from Miami. You got to have everything holistically. Your mind got to be right. Now, I got a text, and I apologize for what I said on Nisha's show because I wasn't sensitive enough to say it the right way because this is Mental Health Month, and I get it. But you do need to check what they have been through because mental health has a lot to do with a lot of stuff. Okay, and so you got to have all this together. Unfortunately, we look at boobs, hips, and legs. Luther, you quiet. You left me.
He there.
I'm listening to you. I'm right here with you, man.
But it's holistic. You agree holistic? Because after a while, sags, the operation goes down, everything. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Okay.
Your member said, wasn't Ruth bent over when she was found?
That was Jazz.
I'm gonna have to come to your.
That was nobody but Jazz, wasn't it?
Luther, is this what you teaching?
Listen, we transparent in our church, man. That was Jazz. Was that Jazz or Connie? Listen, was that Jazz or Connie?
That was jazz.
Tori Lynn said most of us has Lola. That's okay. I don't know what. Okay, that's good stuff. Tiffany, Boaz didn't reject Ruth. He couldn't proceed to marry because there was another king. He didn't accept her right away. He didn't. I understand what you're saying, but he didn't accept her right away. So that can be looked at a form of rejection. I know what the story is. At the end of the day, he didn't take her right away. He could have slept with her right that night. Yeah. So,
absolutely,
however you want to put it, I get it. I receive your hypothesis.
I'm aware. Oh, yeah.
No, we did that one already.
Oh, you read that one. You read that one, right?
Bishop, that's a word. I just hollered. Oh, Lord, bent over. Good night. Transparency yet right, Luther. You said Lola has a loser. Let me just speak on that. Because
there was another one too, but
let me speak on this one that he's speaking of.
Watch.
Walk with me. That person was not my type in any stretch of the imagination as Greg walks off. Bashan is still here. People come in your life for reasons and seasons. And I told y'all, if y'all been following me, I'm part of the Helps Ministry. God has blessed me to help people's lives. And this person went through such a tremendous...
That was the renovation.
But they went through such a great ordeal that I needed to be there for them for a season. But at the close of that season, I quickly exited them stage left, and they went on about their business. I went on about my business. I take my life assignment seriously, and I had a life assignment because I had to pour into somebody's life during a particular season of their life and help them through a particular season, and I was able to do that. God showed himself to be faithful, and hey, we all came out as pure gold.
Okay, so any questions before we close? Because this didn't even seem like 2 hours.
It didn't.
Any questions from us? Anything?
Here's one. Does your parents play a part in who you choose? It all depends on the type of influence your parents have in your life. We have parents out here that really have a strong impact and influence in their children's lives. And if their parents don't like the individual, they will leave them. I come from a very close-knit, close family. I have an aunt that I tell everything. When I tell you I keep no secret from my aunt, I talk to my aunt like she my sister. And I tell her every detail of all my foolishness, nonsense, all my secrets the same secrets that my brother Greg know, my aunt knows. But the one thing about me, I honor and walk in my truth, whether they agree with it or not. I tell my mom in a minute, because my mama don't like nobody, but I'll tell her in a minute. I don't say that on this show, but I'll let her know that it's my decision. And when I'm tired of this decision, I'll make a change. So I think it depends on the impact that your parents have in your life, because some people really hang on what their parents say. And if their parents say no, then they're not going to do it. Me?
Each time I didn't listen to my mother, that stuff didn't work. So I value her opinion. I'll bring them to her. She said, "Nah, son, go ahead." I'll never forget. Great. You remember that time she called me one day and said, "Don't bring another one blanky blank in this house." I can't say the exact words. You know what? People will know exactly what I'm talking about. But she said, "Don't bring another one of these in the house." And she said these words. She knows God, but she don't have a relationship with him. And I had to shut the relationship down.
And Luther, I'm not saying I don't listen to my mom, because I do, but I'm just saying I live my life. And earlier I said, I'm not going to be unhappy. So as long as I'm happy, I'm good. When I'm not happy, I'm done.
My grandfather told me in my 20s, don't do that, boy. It ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna last 3 months. It didn't, but I made it last 3 years of hell. I should have listened to him. Okay. Pat McKinstry, Coletta Bond, and Cheryl Brown are like spiritual mothers. And all three of them told me something about a situation, and I ignored it. It's not just natural parents, but for those of us that are Christians, it's also spiritual people. And all three of them said, give it a little time. Now, your mama didn't say that exactly, but she kind of gave that look. Coletta was like,
you gotta read between the lines when she said,
oh yeah, Coletta was like, yeah, because your mama is not dogmatic like that. But Coletta Bond and Cheryl Brown was like, nope, a year at least. I didn't listen. You better listen.
You have to.
You better listen.
Like that project.
It's, you know, and now I find myself in that situation with spiritual sons and stuff, and they young and they want to get married quick and want to do everything quick. Just want a man, just need a man, just need a woman, just want a woman, just want one woman. And I'm telling you, you got to have somebody that's your moral compass. Yeah. You got to have somebody that's your moral compass to say, nah. And then they know. Coletta told me, she said, I know you, Gregory. She calls me Gregory. And when she do that, watch this. This is so deep, and it's going to help y'all. If y'all got some more questions, send it. She said to me, it's not about her. It's about you. And I know what listen, y'all, I know what you've had. Okay? And now I know at this stage in your life, you just need somebody to love you. You've had the partnership, all that. You just need somebody to love you. And they're not capable of it. When they say stuff, you be thinking that they just trying to keep you from having legal sex. Quiet on here. Any other questions? Am I right, Lou?
You're right.
You're absolutely correct.
Sean,
but the thing is, Bishop, the thing is, Bishop, you know how my mother is. She feel like because you pastor and you need to be married and this and that. I said, Mom, listen. I said, I broke it down. I said, what prophet do you know besides Hosea had a wife and his wife was a hoe? I said, so why you keep bothering me about me? I got to be married. And the Lord told him to marry that one.
Hilarious. Lou, thank you so much tonight for sharing with us. I thought you would bring a good perspective. We apologize with Anisha. She apologized too. And for those of you that have not looked, go to her page. Seriously, I did Thursday night or Wednesday night. I did a whole hour. To me, it's the best interview that I ever did about relationship. And I'm not just saying that. So go look at our page. Some of it's on mine. Tomorrow, we will post clips of this. I need everybody before we go off to share this. The show is building every Saturday night, 9 p.m. until about 11. We go. And I appreciate all of y'all. Luther, where can we find you at?
Well, you can find me on everything on the Luther McKinstry. Under my name, Luther McKinstry. I keep it very simple. And Worship Center of Atlanta or WCOATL, because I seen Worship Center of Atlanta, man. A whole bunch of them was in the house. I've seen them commenting tonight.
All right. Lola?
You can find me at I am Lola George on Instagram and Lola George on Facebook, and you can cash at me at $ Lola George.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. I'm doing it. Hold on.
Somebody said I deserve an offering, so who am I to distract you from that? It's $ Lola George. Again, I thank you guys for.
Hold on, Lola. Keep going. I don't want you to go though. $. I'm putting
$ Lola George.
Lou, what's yours?
$ Luther McKinstry.
And I'm doing this because I said it last week. This is entertainment. Ain't no concerts. Ain't no concerts. So, you know, if you want to be a blessing to all three of us, wait a minute, we found the sign. Okay. All three of us on tonight or individually, I ain't mad. Wait a minute. Hold on. There you go. Oh, wait a minute.
You got to put the E.
Put the E at the end, y'all. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Hold on. I would mess up on yours.
See how your brothers do you?
Hold on.
We appreciate y'all while he's making that correction. This was a vision of mine.
Indeed.
And I'm glad that because of the pandemic, we didn't allow the pandemic to put this on the back burner.
Oh no, that's wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
No. Okay, that's
still wrong.
That's good. I thank you all for tuning in. I thank you all for giving us a part of your Saturday nights. Hopefully something we've said or done has added some type of value to your life, has blessed you in a way. When this is all said and done, our desire is to come to a city near you. And the question is, for the people that's tuning in and listening, as Bishop get ready to give his final words, I want everyone on here that's under the sound of my voice, if we came to your city, will you come and see us? I need to see that by you typing in yes. If you had an opportunity to come see us live, would you come see us? Because that's what our motivation is about. We don't do this for us. We do this for the people. So let me see your yeses if you are willing to come and see us if we came to your city. All right, Connie Brown says yes.
Great. Thank you. You and Lola. Thank you and Lola for having me. You know, it's like old times.
You'll be back there.
I always enjoy every time we get together.
They're saying
definitely, I'll be honored too.
Okay, I have on the When the Right One Comes, and Lola wants this one, so she gets this one.
Wash it first.
I'm gonna send you I got some hoodies too. Let me see. Let me do this banner. I'm gonna put the T-shirt on up. Hold on. I need a producer. That's where you can get the T-shirts. GregDavisShow.com. Go to the website. Thank you. Great contribution. I want to thank everybody. Make sure y'all share this. This could be like as big as Red Table Talk, but we have to support our own. And so I need y'all to share this, tell others about it. Even if you don't see a flyer, know that we're going to be here at 9 p.m. every Saturday night. Okay? Every Saturday night. I appreciate y'all. And I want a hoodie. Okay, go to the website, y'all. Everyone, Sean will come. Sean was trying to work that tour. Thank y'all. All right.
Thank you.
Good night, y'all. Hold on.